Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today we got Brandon.
Hello.
We're here to talk about games and things.
Yep, that's some things.
Yeah. I don't
I haven't written anything down. Sorry.
But no, it's okay. But we do have I don't know, some new TV shows, some gaming TV shows coming
I watched a
later
movie.
this year.
Oh my god,
you
I'm so
watched a movie?
excited. I did watch a movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because a movie that I've wanted to see for like a year finally got put in a place where I could see it.
Oh, nice. That was
Yeah.
nice when that works out like that.
Well, the thing is, it was nowhere until it was put in this place. You literally couldn't buy it. You couldn't watch it unless you illegally downloaded it. There was no way to watch it.
Seems problematic.
Yeah, well, you know what? How about I just go ahead and go into this conversation real quick? Because it doesn't have anything to do with gaming. So I saw Godzilla -1, which I've been waiting to see this movie for a very long time.
DJ was watching that yesterday. It looked very boring, but
it is a fucking masterpiece, first and foremost. It is incredible. It is so fucking good. It is one of my favorite Godzilla movies. My favorite Godzilla movie before this was probably Godzilla vs. Biollante, which is also really good. But this is one of the best Godzilla movies probably ever made. It's very, very well done. It's very, very well acted. It looks good. It makes sense, which is something you can't say for many Godzilla movies. And like Godzilla is probably in it for like 30 or 40 minutes of the 2-hour runtime. And all the human characters are so likable. And when I say likable, I mean like they're not super annoying. Their characterization makes sense, and they're really well written to the point where like you don't even care that you're watching human characters a lot of the time. So it's a really good fucking movie. I was very happy with it.
That's it. I will say, at least from the few minutes of it I saw, the dub kind of sucks.
The what?
The dub. DJ had a dub on.
I didn't know there was a dub. I watched it entirely subtitled.
Yeah, the dub is horrible.
I never watch dubs of like foreign films ever. I will never watch a foreign film's dub.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. I'll tell you. Because then I think your opinion would probably change.
Yeah, probably. I would highly recommend, if you can and if you want to watch it with subtitles and to watch it because it's very, very good. The general plot, without spoiling too much, is about a kamikaze pilot who fakes his plane being damaged so that he doesn't have to kill himself in the line of duty, and then ends up landing on an island and having people repair, quote unquote, his plane. To which those people figure out, oh, this guy has nothing wrong with his plane, and he just didn't want to actually do his duty. And then Godzilla attacks that island, and he meets Godzilla for the first time and sees all the destruction and everything that Godzilla can bring about. And then that kind of haunts him for the remainder of the movie, and it's watching him go through his own personal hell, essentially, for the whole film. It's really fucking good.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, highly recommend watching that movie. I'm going to move on from that, though, because I actually did play some games, and I'm going to talk about them. First, I'm going to say I did play Rise of the Ronin, which is a game I've been playing for like a month now, off and on. Rise of the Ronin is really good. I finally finished it. It took me like 60 hours to finish the whole game. I know I could have done it much, much quicker, but I explored a ton of this game because it has like the kind of Ubisoft formula that you would have in an open world game where there's a lot to do, but it actually feels like in this game that there's a reason to do it. And because of that, I had a lot of fun just exploring this game. It's very good. The performance on PS5 is absolute dog shit. I also think that a lot of it can drag on at times, but I do think that the story and the gameplay is still really good, and I think that the world that you play in is also like really fun. It's like an easy like 7 out of 10. Buy it when it's like $20, and you'll have a really good time with it, kind of deal. So I really like Rise of the Ronin.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was a decent game. We talked about it last time.
Selaco. I want to talk about Selaco.
What? Selaco?
Yes, Selaco. I think that's how it's pronounced. I've never heard anyone say its name because it's a brand new game that just came out. All
Okay.
right, so Selaco is a first-person shooter made using the original Doom 1994 engine.
Wait, I thought you
That
talked about that game last year.
I am well aware that I did, but I would like to talk more about it because I have a lot more to talk about this game.
Okay.
So I've gone from having like I think I had like an hour or 2 hours when I talked to you last week to 14. So
Okay.
let's talk further about it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this game, super smart, very very well designed for about the first 10 hours.
Okay.
And then we got some problems. There's some
Okay.
definite balancing issues in this game because pretty much where I'm at in the game now, which I'm thinking is very close to the end of the the first like episode essentially,
Uh-huh.
is I will be two shot by literally every enemy in the entire game.
Okay.
I can have full health and armor. I'm getting two shot. It's that simple. But I do want to talk about some of the mini game stuffs that I ended up finding also. So I will say that this game has gone from like a literal like 10 out of 10 to like an 8, maybe a 9.
Okay.
Because there's real balancing issues with this game. Once you get to the shopping mall in this game, the game becomes actually impossible on harder difficulties. I've had to like strategically plan out my way of beating a stage now, and it takes like hours to finish the stage on like the hardest difficulty for something that should take like 20 minutes 15 minutes because of the fact that everything will kill you in two shots. So you have to be very meticulous about the way you kill these things and how you position yourself around the map. But that doesn't really work when the game's general like gameplay style is designed around fast-paced, frenetic shooting and action and whatnot. But these last few levels have made it where you literally can't do that. You literally have to like tuck in somewhere. You have to like take pot shots around corners with like your sniper rifle because like if you stick your head out there for like more than like 3 seconds, you've already been hit twice and you've had to start over the level. And that's just unacceptable. It's really bad game design, in my opinion. I don't think that the final stages of this game were tested on the highest difficulty. And it really sucks because everything leading up to this point, everything before this was a walk in the park. And then it was like I hit a literal fucking brick wall. And the game literally was just like, you shall not pass. And so like it'll take like 2 to 3 hours to finish like one stage now, which really fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's
However,
frustrating.
However, I will say that there are some really interesting ideas also in this, such as a clicker game that I found. I found a clicker game that got added to my main menu where, as long as I'm playing the normal game, the clicker game is continuously clicking for me as I'm moving and shooting and fighting and everything. So I can always just come back to the like main menu screen, like the little HUD that I have, and
Yeah.
boot back up the clicker game and go back to playing the clicker game after having like a massive shootout and that sort of thing.
So
I've
when you
spent
say clicker game, do you mean like cookie clicker kind of clicker game?
literally like cookie clicker. Yes,
Okay.
it's called Burger Flipper, and it
Okay.
is literally cookie clicker but with hamburgers instead. And
Okay.
it's very funny. The way it's designed, it's silly, and I finished the whole thing. Well, not finished the whole thing, but I'm at like 500 billion burgers right now, and I don't really know what else to do. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's cool. It's a neat idea, and it's really enjoyable. Also, they had a like when you go to this one arcade portion in the mall, they have a arcade game that's literally like like Galaga, like some kind of like space shooter that actually has achievements for it in the game as well. So they keep adding
That's
these
cool.
little they keep having these little things that I keep finding. Like I found like a fully working like basketball like arcade game as well, and they had like the punching thing where you actually have to like punch it. And I love seeing all these little things that are like from the build engine, which even though this isn't the build engine, it's the Doom 1994 engine. It's got those like interactive abilities, but I do think towards the end of this chapter, I mean the end of this yeah, I guess this is episode. There we go. Towards the end of this episode, the game really does need some like tweaking and balancing because right now it is just not playable in its current state where I'm at. I've had some really cool moments where like I had to fight in like pitch blackness because someone like turned out the lights, and then I found out that we're inside like a dome essentially, and like the sun is actually emulated and doesn't really exist outside, which is really weird and makes
Yeah,
me
I've
want to
heard.
like learn more about the actual world that this game is taking place in. And I am learning about that, but also there's some really weird shit going on here. But just in general, this game's really, really, really good. It needs some tweaking, but it's really, really, really good. So, one of the last things I will say about this is essentially the developer did say that the armor elements weren't working 100% correctly, and that they were putting out a patch for it. So that might be the reason why I'm getting two-shot at the end of the game right now.
Yeah, might be.
However, I don't know because I supposedly that patch has already come out, right? But I still am getting two-shot like nothing even happened. So this is an older engine, so it's entirely possible I'd have to start a new save to see what see the difference in patches and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
But I'm not doing that because I'm 14 hours in this fucking game, and it's been literal hell trying to get to the end of this. So yeah, no, I'll wait until afterwards to start up a new save and see if there is any difference. But right now I am not dealing with that. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the game itself. It just needs some work, but it is in early access. This is just the first episode, so it is entirely possible that it gets fixed in the future, which is I'm totally down for if it does, because it's a really good game. It's got some really great ideas, but it just needs a little bit of extra care right now to like balance things up. It's like almost perfectly balanced. It's just the two-shotting once you get to the shopping mall makes it like almost impossible, and it's kind of hell.
Yeah, it sounds frustrating.
Yeah.
I probably would have given up on that game already from some of the things you're saying.
I was screaming pretty loudly last night trying to play it, and I got really mad. So
Yeah, no, that would not my jam.
yeah, but I love these games, these kinds of games. You know how I feel about as they call them, boomer shooters.
Yeah.
I love
Like,
these games, and I've been really enjoying my time with this, and this is a really good one. It just, like I said, it needs a little bit of balancing, and it's not even a lot. It's not even like that it's egregious. It's like maybe if the enemies took like a little bit more damage, or if you could survive a few more shots, that would be good. That would probably fix the entire problem. So
well, I mean,
yeah,
if it's an early access, reach out to the devs and let them know your thoughts.
we have several people have, and they were like, yeah, well, that's the way it was intended, and everyone was like, yeah, well, no, it doesn't feel like this is what it's intended to be, because
well, maybe find a new intention.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Sometimes I always wonder with devs.
So the problem is there's way too many people that are like, oh well, you just need to get good, that kind of thing. Which, like, get good is something that came from the Dark Souls games, and I love Dark Souls. You know how I feel about that and that sort of
Yeah.
thing. This is not a get good kind of problem. This is a literal balancing issue with the game itself. I play these kinds of games religiously. I love these fucking games. I play them at the highest difficulty anytime I can because I'm actually good at them. But they have a bunch of people that are fucking gatekeeping the game, essentially being like, well, you're probably just not used to these kind of games. And I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't understand fucking game design. Eat a dick. Like, like, come on, like, don't fucking sit here and defend poor game design and just be like, well, you need to get better. It's not a case of you need to get better. It's a case of the enemies, which are bullet sponges, which is totally fine for a game like this, but they also shouldn't be able to two-shot you, and on top of that, you should be able to shoot them at least twice instead of having the super delay that you have, like when reloading your shotgun. When you reload your shotgun, it takes quite a while for you to be able to get that second shot off. And by the time you're about to get that second shot off, they've already got their second shot off on you, and that's not good because their second shot on you is you're dead. So it doesn't work. That's a real actual issue that the game has, and it needs to be fixed. It's just simple as that. It needs to be fixed. You want to make it 3 shots? Fine. I understand that on the highest difficulty. 3 shots, totally fine. But having it be a 2-shot situation makes it so if you have to reload at all, you lose. It's just simple as that. You lose, and then you have to do it again, and that's not fun.
No, that is not fun. Well, hopefully they see the data where they're like, hey, a lot of people aren't advancing past this stage. I wonder what's wrong.
Yeah. My favorite part is the people that keep being like, "Oh, you just need to get good." It's like, "What stage are you on?" And they're like, and you're like, "Okay, so you're like 7 hours behind where I'm at. Shut the fuck up and let the people that know what they're talking about talk." You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some people just have to have their 2 cents on everything. What else?
I played Call of Duty again, which I haven't
Yeah.
done in quite a while. But I only played it because they have a they have a Gundam collaboration going on right now,
Yeah.
and I love Gundam, so yeah, I bought the skin pack, which you literally get a Mobile Suit Gundam as your skin for your character in Call of Duty, and Gundam weapons, and like all these other things to do with Gundam, and I was having some fun playing as Zaku too in Call of Duty. Just hitting everyone with my fucking energy axe, and that was pretty neat. So yeah, I did that. Other than that, I really haven't done that much. I'm trying to think if there's any other games I played right now. No, I have not played any other games. So I'm good. I don't have anything else to talk about really.
Okay. Well, my stuff this week, not super exciting. Let's see, because I'm still on Paper Mario. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with the main game right now, I
Okay.
think. So everything's going really well. I mentioned it to you and Nick last week. I've got to talk about how good the music is in this game. It's freaking phenomenal.
Okay.
They've done an amazing job with this because they did the same thing like they did with Mario RPG, where they kind of like went back through and reorchestrated everything. But they also made it so you have an option to listen to the old music as well. This game they did it with a badge, like you have to get a badge, but it's just in a store and it's like 1 coin, so anyone can afford it if they want it. So it's there, you just equip it if you want to hear the old music and whatnot. But I was even impressed, I think, because after last week's episode, I'm like, what did the old music sound like? And I was like, oh god, I don't remember it sounding like this. It just sounds so nice on the new version. It's easy to kind of forget. And even too, looking at the list, it's pretty clear to see that they added like a bunch of like there's even like new tracks, just period.
Okay.
Like not even stuff that's remade. There's new stuff in there. Because some of the tracks when you go to the GameCube mode, they're like, this track didn't exist in the GameCube original. It's like, oh,
Oh.
did not know. Because they did such a good job, like all the stuff.
So wait, hold on. You're talking about the GameCube original. Like, can you swap back and forth in this or something? Like, how does that work? What are you talking about?
Like
just the music can be swapped back and forth.
Music.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I was wondering if this was like a Halo kind of situation where you could literally swap back and forth between both view styles, because that would have been fucking cool.
Yeah, although I don't think you'd get as much benefit out of it in this game as say something like Halo. Like this game definitely looks nicer, but it's not like you're getting those like crazy polygon changes. Like they're paper characters, so they're still flat, just with some better textures. So
I see.
yeah, but the game still looks good. It still plays really well. They have not run into a single issue since last time. Still, like it just still is just buttery smooth. Just absolutely runs really well. Not a problem with it. I'm trying to think. There was something else. I don't. Oh, the writing too. I forgot about how good it is.
Okay.
I definitely had a couple laugh out loud moments from Paper Mario this last week. Like I don't know. Like I always remember it being like a vaguely funny game, but I just never really thought about like the writing that much. But yeah, no, it does hold up really well. I imagine some of the stuff looks like it had been kind of tweaked. Maybe taking out some of the more what's the word I'm looking for? Like dated references to make sure that they're all like timeless stuff. It didn't have anything as egregious as like the Bruce Lee joke in Super Mario RPG, but yeah, just making sure that stuff's all kind of weird.
I guess my question would be like, why would you think a Bruce Lee joke is egregious when it's like Bruce Lee's kind of timeless in general.
Kids
Like,
don't know who Bruce Lee is anymore.
that's just ridiculous.
You know they don't.
Yes, but that's ridiculous. Like,
Why is it ridiculous?
Bruce Lee is like one of the best martial artists ever. So like being like, oh yeah, no one remembers who he is. It'd be like saying like no one remembers who fucking Michael Jackson is. Shut the fuck up.
They don't. Well, people remember Michael Jackson still, because I mean he still gets lots of airtime. But not Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee really. I can't.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at
I
you.
know. But no, I mean I can't think of the last time I saw Bruce Lee on TV, and even lately I've only heard him kind of like roundaboutish because there was something because it's like I think the 20th anniversary of his son dying on the set of that movie. So I mean I've heard it like brought up that way.
The Crow.
Hmm.
That's the movie you were thinking of, The Crow. Right?
Oh, The Crow. I for some reason I heard you say bro. I was
no, The Crow.
Yeah, no, The Crow. That is the movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Bruce Lee hasn't been in a movie for a very long time. People who are playing this game now probably don't know who he is.
You know why he hasn't been in a movie for a very long time, right?
No, I'm not. I know why he's not been in a movie. I'm not naive to that.
It's gonna be like, yeah, you can't really be in a film when you're fucking dead. Like, come on, like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, these days with AI,
okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no, I mean, he just hasn't been in a movie for a long time. So people who are growing up now, yeah, they have no clue who he is. Those jokes just way over their head. So sad but true. But it happens. Trying to think, what else about people? Oh, the joke I was going to say. Yeah, there's one. I don't know. I like this joke because it made me laugh. What was it? Mario was talking to someone and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about the way things went down. Is like, hopefully I didn't hurt your feelings." And I don't know. The options for me, one of them was like, "Oh, well, you did kind of hurt my feelings." So I selected that, and then the guy was like, "There's just kind of like dot dot dot," and he's just like, "Well, it's good to be in touch with your feelings from time to time." I was like, wow, that's just like A-grade dismissive.
Yeah, that is actually really good, though.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So, but yeah, no, the game's excellent. I still don't have anything bad to say about it. So, just runs really well. Still really funny. Still holds up really well. Seems to be like it's really well balanced. I've not run into any issues on that side of things either. And I think that was kind of one of the concerns that you were talking about earlier. Like, did they dumb down this game difficulty wise? As far as I can tell, no. I'm sure there's probably some things that make like it easier. In terms of like I said, they got rid of some backtracking and some bullshit like that. But in terms of like the actual like leveling up and like the gameplay mechanics, those seem to be solid, and they could definitely still be difficult. So that's good. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say about Paper Mario unless you have any questions, any burning questions.
No, not really.
Yeah. And then Slay the Spire. I've been firing that up because I don't know. I'm kind of like addicted to this game. I think. Like,
I can tell.
I didn't even feel that bad. I was more addicted to Inscription, and I definitely got more addicted to like other games than Slay the Spire. Yeah. But for some reason, like I just keep on coming back to it. Like
it's a really easy game to come back to.
Yeah, it's super easy. So actually, I ended up finishing like kind of like I guess like this run yesterday, like my first run. Where you get to like you finish the third act and get to the boss or whatever. So I did that and I unlocked the final character. So like in my mind, I saw the credits roll. So in my mind, I'm like kind of done with the game. But there's still so much more. I still haven't played with basically 2 of the characters. So there's all that kind of stuff to go through. And then there's that whole like ascension mode or whatever it's called where you can go through, get to a 4th act if you meet some certain conditions. So I'm sure I'll probably dabble around with a bit more, but no, it's a lot of fun. I keep on going back to it. Even yesterday I was like, oh, let me look at the Slay the Spire 2 trailer on YouTube, which was I don't know why I bothered because it wasn't that exciting, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. So if you were kind of swayed by it, listeners, when I talked about it a couple weeks ago, definitely check it out. It's a fun card roguelike. So, all right, ready to move on to news?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So these first 2 pieces I have not read too much more into them.
Okay.
And by the first two, I mean the 2 TV shows. So, Like a
Okay.
Dragon is coming to Amazon Prime this fall.
Yeah, don't suck, please. Please don't suck.
It's coming in October, so it's got to be like really far along. Like you figure it's only June right now. They're 4 months away.
Yes.
Like so that thing's already like filmed and everything.
Yes.
So I'm almost surprised we did not hear about this before now. Like you figured this shit would have leaked.
This is something that I was very surprised by as well. Like I feel like this definitely more than anything would have leaked because I mean, Like a Dragon is a huge franchise. It's the Yakuza series. That's what Like a Dragon is, because in Japan it's called Like a Dragon, and now in America it's also called Like a Dragon. But this is one of my favorite series of all time. I'm pretty excited for this, but I haven't looked into who's making it yet, so I'm a little hesitant. But we'll see.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up an article to see if they said in there. First 3 episodes drop October 25th, and the last 3 hit on November 1st. So there is that. Let's see what else. Oh, here we go. Log line for the series describes it as a story set in 2 time periods, 1995 and 2005. Follows the life, childhood friendships, and repercussions of the decisions of Kazuma Kiryu, a Yakuza warrior with a strong sense of justice, duty, and humanity.
So it is going to be based off the games then?
At least this article speculates that they may be loosely adapting the storyline of the first game.
Okay.
It says Take Masahiro, who did 100 Yen Love, is directing the series, alongside Takimoto Kengo, who did Kamen Rider. And
okay.
Takeuchi Ryoma, who is also in Kamen Rider, and he will be the main character. Oh, he's a good-looking guy. It looks like Amazon says the series showcases modern Japan and the dramatic stories of these intense characters.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's Yakuza. Got it.
Let's see if there's anything else on there. Nope, that looks like that's it. That's all the story. So yeah. So it sounds like it could be very good.
It's just explaining Yakuza. That's all that story was. So
yeah. Well, at least now you know who is kind of behind it, the showrunners. So
yeah, I still don't really know much about them. I decided to look up some stuff, and I don't really have much information. So this is just going to be a going in blind and hoping it's not dog shit kind of deal.
Well, at least it's made in Japan. That's more reassuring.
Yeah, that is reassuring. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then the other TV show that's getting made is Minecraft, coming to Netflix.
Didn't we already know there was a Minecraft?
I feel like we did. There might just be a
movie
date
coming.
I don't know. Let me look.
And Jack Black was going to play Steve.
Oh yeah. We did talk about this because Jack Black was like going to be like.
So there's 2 Minecraft things in production.
Let me
from
see.
Different companies.
Okay, no, it's an animated series.
Okay, so it's not the live action one with Jack Black. So it's another series of Minecraft. All right.
And it sounds like it's one of those choose your own adventure ones.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Or at least maybe. This article says hold on, let me see. This one says it's dig your own adventure. That's from Netflix. That was the thing that they called it. Yeah, Netflix announces Minecraft animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because it's the 15th birthday right now.
That makes sense.
Oh, it doesn't look like they've said a lot. They just say that. Yeah, and it does say a Minecraft movie is also coming. So definitively,
it's
separate.
2 different things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Well, yeah, you're not crazy. And I totally forgot about the Jack Black movie, and I was totally thrown off by the TV show thing.
There was a trailer like recently with him talking about the movie.
Yeah. No, and I remember talking about that with you because I remember Jack Black had a quote where he was like, "Yep, gonna win an Emmy for this one."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's wild. So yeah, that's coming to Netflix. Should be interesting. Hopefully Netflix doesn't dump on it like they do everything else. But
yeah, I agree.
Every once in a while, they give good projects to good people, so we shall see. But it's not like Microsoft's had a good track record on that side of things either. So
Also true.
yeah. And then the last news story, I'll let you talk about because you can explain things better than I can,
Okay.
which is about the PlayStation VR.
It's a waste of time. That's
Okay.
the easiest way to put it. So let me explain. All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, they decided to bring PSVR 2 over to PC. All right, this is a
Yep, and
six hundred
everyone was
dollar headset.
excited. Yes.
Yeah. This is a $600 headset. Now, supposedly they're taking $100 off of it, making it $500 for it when it comes to PC. And you'll also require a $60 dongle, which you'll have to buy directly from PlayStation's website in order to use it.
Yeah, that was my next question. So I'm like, are they just dropping that $100 because you're gonna need something extra that costs
Probably.
money?
But
Yeah.
here's the thing that I think makes this completely useless. So if I buy, and I'm gonna hop away from the PSVR for a second.
Mhm.
If I buy a Quest 3, which is
Okay.
a standalone headset that does not require a PC to use, you know, that's how a Quest 3 and how a Quest 2 work. They don't require a computer to use. They don't require anything to use. You just play it in the headset itself. If I were to buy one of those headsets right now,
Mhm.
and then hook it up to my computer, I would
Mhm.
have the haptic feedback from my controllers, and I would also have things like the pass through in color that you would get also. That's a feature of the Quest 3. Here's everything that you don't get if you use the PSVR 2 on a PC,
Mhm.
because it's actually ridiculous the amount of things you don't get. So hold on, let me make sure I'm reading all of this correctly so I can give you all the information. All right. So, like I said, costs an extra $60 to be able to hook it up to a PC. And then on top of all of those, if you hook a PSVR 2 up to a PC, you do not get HDR, headset feedback, eye tracking, adaptive trackers, haptic feedback, period. None of those things that make the $600 headset a $600 headset will work with your headset if you play it on PC.
Yeah, it just seemed really silly to me.
Which doesn't make any sense, because
No.
they've talked about at length in the past how this headset was designed with the eye tracking so that it could track your eyes to, you know, change the resolution of the actual thing whenever you're not like focusing on one specific area, and that's the way the headset was designed. Well, if you're
Mhm.
taking that feature away from being used on PC, then clearly you didn't design the headset like that.
Yeah.
So my question now is, what the fuck do you do with it? Like, how can you? I mean, why would you buy this over a Quest 3? Like, it has 4K visuals, cool. It has an OLED screen, nice. Here's the problem: an OLED screen without HDR kind of seems completely useless to me.
Yeah.
Like, OLEDs are designed for HDR, and if you're not going to have HDR as an option for your VR headset just because I plugged it in my PC, why the fuck would I use it? And on top of all that, I'd also ask that I'd like to add, not ask, that there is
Mhm.
a IVRY, Ivory, I believe is what it's called. It's a mod. It's on Steam right now,
Uh-huh.
coming soon, but it's also been beta tested, and they had a Patreon where they designed the thing, where they had a box much like this one for the PSVR 2 that you would hook up to your PC after buying it through them, and you would hook your PSVR 2 up to said box and plug it in. This is before Sony's announced any of this. This has been
Uh-huh.
working for several months now, and it gives you all of these features.
Okay,
So the
well
eye
that
tracking works, the HDR works, the fucking adaptive triggers and haptic feedback all work if you use a mod, but Sony's too fucking incompetent to actually make it work themselves.
so yeah, you see you roundabout answered my follow-up question, which was, is there a reason why these features are not available? And
There's
the
either one or
answer is
two reasons. One, they're incompetent, or two, they are still fucking stupid enough that they think if they take things away from their products, it'll make PC gamers come to PS5, which will never in a billion years fucking happen. If you if you're already having trouble with PC gamers not wanting to buy your game simply because you're pushing PS Plus and PSN, not PS Plus, sorry, PSN, not PS Plus yet, sorry, PSN into your games that are single player titles such as God of War and such as Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, I know it has a multiplayer mode. No, it doesn't fucking matter because you can play it without PSN use on the Steam Deck. So if you want to point that out, go fuck yourself. If you want to do that in the hopes of bringing people over to PS5, and that shit is already getting so much blowback simply because they have to create an account because your dumbass decided to shove that into single player games. Why in the fuck do you ever think that PC gamers would go out and buy a PS5 to use the features that you gimped from your own headset, you fucking dipshits?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't understand why they think that. Yeah, because it kind of exactly like you said. It's either
They don't understand PC gamers and they think they're like console gamers. They think they'll roll over and just take it up the ass and be like, yes, please, Sony, can I have another? When they absolutely will not.
or they think that they're gonna be like, some PC gamer like yourself will buy and be like, oh man, I got this great headset. Oh, I would even have more features on the PlayStation 5. That's wild.
Yeah, you know
And
what? You know
yeah,
what's gonna happen? Most PC gamers are gonna be like myself and say, "Wow, this is fucking useless," and then buy a fucking Quest 3 over a PSVR 2, and then
even I
Sony's
looked at
not gonna
that.
sell them. It's just
Even
like,
I
what the
looked at
fuck?
that announcement and I was like, this is useless. Like what were they thinking? Like it makes no sense. Even if they were like, well, it's a safety thing, like the modders, like you said, they already are on top of it. So it's like they already know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they already know
Dumb.
it's possible. They already know there's an
Yeah.
API that they can design that makes it so this stuff works. So either Sony is literally thinking, we'll just get people to come buy a PS5 now, which will never in a billion years happen. Like literally, you don't go to PC gamers to get them to come to you. You go to PC gamers to get them to give you more money because your main game base has already dried up, which it kind of has because you're not releasing enough shit. And also the people that you are releasing the shit to don't actually care about it. Do PlayStation 5 gamers care about PSVR 2? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. They do not care. They're not your demographic for PSVR 2. So then you need to go all in on PC gamers if you want to sell PSVR 2. Because you know what? It has failed so far on PS5. So what makes you think that by taking away features that it's going to now succeed on PS5 by pushing people who realize that you've taken away features to buy a PS5? It's fucking not. You're an idiot. It's simple as that. You're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I really just don't understand the mental gymnastics they had to go through for this. Like it's mind-boggling. But that's been Sony literally for the last couple of years. Like it's
Yeah,
not
it really
like
has.
like I really should be like, oh, I'm not surprised by this, but it's like
It's
this was the
it's
issue
like
when
my
they brought it out in the first place. Any sort of hardware they do is not really thought over. Their PC stuff, just top to bottom, has just been bad, and every time it gets pointed out to them, they just ignore it. And I even saw this last week, like in between when we recorded last week's episode and now, I saw another comment from Sony where they're like, yes, we expected us releasing our PC games or our PlayStation games on PC is going to bring more gamers to the PlayStation 5. Like
yeah.
they expect
Yeah.
that still.
No, it'll just make them wait for 10 years to get your actual games when they're better on their system. Like, why
Yeah.
would someone go out and buy a paperweight, essentially? Because PC gamers already have their high-end PCs. They don't give a shit about your thing that is going to be lower spec than their PCs.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they go and do that when they have thousands and thousands and thousands of games released daily that they can pick from, and they don't have to play your cinematic third person action adventure experience. They can just wait several years for it to come to them.
Yeah.
Or if you're not going to release it to them, they can wait several more years to do it themselves through emulation.
That's also true. Yeah. But yeah, they're looking at this the wrong way. Like they're looking at the PC market as a way for them to gain user base, and you're right. That's never going to happen. Your best bet is you can use it as a place to supplement your income by reaching a market that had not been
And
reached
that's what
before.
they 100% should be doing. That they
and
should be
that's not
using it
how
as a
they're
way
cheating.
to
Yeah.
bring in more income instead of trying to bring in more players. They're not going to get more players. They will get more income. That's like
Yeah.
the long and short of it. Also, this is essentially what I said, so I'll just put this out. Wanting features for a headset that supposedly makes it worth the $600, that's like, that should be a given. The very bottom line should be you should get those features.
Yeah.
Or you don't release the option to use the headset on PC until those features are available if it's something you can't figure out how to do your own. If a Quest 2 or a Quest 3 had their features cut and then had the ability for you to buy a $80 adapter and plug it into your PC and use it as a PC VR headset, but you don't get those features, everyone would bitch and whine and be really upset. But for fucking some reason, because it's Sony, they get a fucking pass, and it doesn't make any fucking sense why. Because it really does not. If Meta did that, if Facebook did that back when it was Facebook instead of Meta now, they would be shit all over by literally every outlet in existence because of the fact that they're cutting features. But no one's fucking talking about it because it's Sony, and that's bullshit.
I mean, it's only been a day. I'm sure people will talk about it.
No one is talking about it. And you need to realize, in the current gaming space, no one talks bad about Sony. No outlet will talk bad about Sony. No outlet will call them out on their bullshit.
Okay, so other alternate question.
Yeah.
Is anyone trying to spin this as a positive thing?
I mean, PSVR 2 is coming to PC, is what I see literally everywhere. PC users will finally be able to use PSVR 2 in the future. Meanwhile, leaving out, the stuff like all of this shit is cut out from it. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. It's very disingenuous. It's very bullshit. It's not fair. It's very obvious there is a very general bias towards Sony anytime they release anything. And it's really fucking obnoxious at this point. I will say this. This is when I showed my friend all the stuff that was cut out and everything. This was his response. He said, Sony over the last decade has basically proven that it hates PC and tries to actively fight against PC at every single turn that they can. So I'm not really surprised by any of this stupid shit. In fact, it's just a common Sony L.
Yeah. They're still sour over Bleem or whatever.
Bleem was Dreamcast!
I think there's a PlayStation Bleem too, wasn't there?
That was in the Dreamcast, not for PC. Bleem was a thing that you could plug into your Dreamcast, right? And it does say it was developed on IBM capable PCs using Microsoft Windows and Dreamcast. Bleem was designed and released for Dreamcast. Bleem gave you the ability to play games through emulation on Dreamcast, such as Gran Turismo 2, such as I think they had Crash Bandicoot working on it. They had a lot of things.
But it also worked on PC, though. So there is that.
I don't remember it actually working on PC. I only remember working on Dreamcast.
It says it right on the Wikipedia page you read me that last blurb from.
I thought it was just developed on IBM PCs. No, it does say in release.
Yeah, so if you were looking in the history line, like that first sentence.
It's a PlayStation emulator released by Bleem Company in 1999 for IBM-capable PCs. Oh, okay. I thought it was made on IBM PCs and then released as an emulation thing for Dreamcast, which allowed emulators for Sony PS1 games on Dreamcast. Because I've seen like a whole like retrospective of how these people got in so much fucking trouble for selling the disc for the Sega Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know that it was also a PC thing. So, yeah.
I remembered it being, my memory was slightly different than yours. I did remember when you mentioned the Dreamcast thing. I was like, oh yeah, it was for Dreamcast. But I in my mind thought there was two separate ones. I thought there was a PC one and a Dreamcast one. I didn't realize.
And it does look like there is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but Sony's been sour over the PC since that thing happened. So,
but it doesn't. Okay, so like I would agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that, and I'm gonna list the games now because I feel the need to do so. Let me just go here. All right, I'm gonna go pull up PlayStation Studios on Steam, for instance. All right. So I've owned PlayStation games on Steam since 2015 when the original Helldivers released on PC. I didn't require a account to log in. I've also owned Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. No account required. Horizon Zero Dawn, no account required. Alien vs. Predator, Hunting Grounds, no account. Days Gone, no account. God of War, no account. Marvel Spider-Man, no account. Uncharted, no account. Sackboy, no account. Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, no account. Returnal, no account. Last of Us Part 1, no account. Ratchet and Clank, no account. Helldivers 2, technically no account until they decided that then you needed an account and then you didn't need an account, but actually they were just lying about it the entire time, so I guess you kind of still do need an account. Horizon Forbidden West, released March 21st, 2024, just a few months ago. No account was required for this game. Ghost of Tsushima requires an account. God of War Ragnarok requires an account. And God of War Ragnarok makes no fucking sense as to why it requires an account, because there is no multiplayer features for that game.
Yeah, I told you exactly why this account thing started.
They just need to boost their numbers because they're not getting enough numbers on PS Plus. It's simple as that. They're not getting enough numbers on PS Plus, and they need to boost their numbers.
Yeah.
They realize that 49% of their numbers are coming from PS4s, and they don't like that. So they need to bring in a new place for numbers and that sort of shit.
Yeah, and Helldivers is the hottest game that they've had in a long time.
It's dead now. It's actually dead now. I don't know if you've looked into it lately.
Well, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, they've not had that much excitement for one of their games in so long. So I like I said, I have a feeling that when like the executives are looking at it and like the numbers they're pulling in, they're like, "What? We don't have the PlayStation Network on here, our best-selling game of all time." I think they lost a gasket, and that's kind of where everything stemmed from. You know, it had to be something like some silly boardroom meeting like that.
I also think that the developers saw the writing on the walls that there's no way to fix this massive fucking mess that Sony has caused, because several of the devs completely jumped ship after all of this. And now like things have been releasing slower, and also the people that are still there are kind of fucking up some of these updates. So it's really looking like, okay, so they kind of sabotaged this whole last game. It's over. It's over.
Like, well, even what you're telling me was about the community manager with that whole thing. Like
that person got fired.
I'm not surprised. But that had to be like, I would imagine around that time probably to be like a whole turning point for the team.
Yeah.
I bet.
But yeah, no, essentially it's dead. Like they're even trying to hype up a new event because like a black hole just recently appeared, and it's like a portal to like no one knows what the fuck the portal is, and if you go to that area of the map, nothing happens. It's just complete pitch blackness and like a big black hole, and clearly something's coming, but like this is probably the first time you've heard this, which is like a big thing. So like that should tell you just how little people care about this game now. It dropped from like having like 200, 400, 600 people daily to like less than 100,000. It's not doing so hot anymore.
Well, that's what happens when you mishandle it.
Yep.
From top to bottom. I have one more. I guess the only other thing I have a rumor. It's kind of related. Kind of. It's Sony. Okay. A Sony rumor.
Yeah, go on.
This Lego Horizon.
This is the dumbest shit ever. Okay, go on.
I mean that's all I really have to say about it. There's a rumor that they're doing like a Lego Horizon Adventures.
But there's actually a lot more rumors. And so apparently Horizon Zero Dawn, the original game, is getting a remake. Lego Horizon Adventures is being made, which is a Lego game in the Horizon universe that may or may not be just like a Lego retelling of Horizon Zero Dawn. They're making a Netflix TV show, and they're making a live action movie. And I just have to ask, do people care enough about Horizon for all of this shit to happen? Because I don't feel like anyone does. I don't feel like anyone does. The characters are not interesting. The world is interesting, but we already know what the world is now at this point, so it doesn't fucking matter. And like, it's just not that good of a franchise. Like, I would rather see like a horror series based off of Returnal, or like a animated TV show based off of Ratchet and Clank, or pretty much anything except Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is probably one of their most bland franchises that they have, period. And I don't give a fuck how many times you show me someone fighting a giant metal octopus in the water and looking at all its neat sparkles and effects and shit. That shit is boring as fuck. It's just a boring ass game.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know, maybe it's just Guerrilla. I don't know how they I it's like sometimes I just kind of wish they took a hint. Like Killzone, not
Yeah.
a bad franchise, but
No,
maybe
Killzone 2
after
is
the
fucking incredible. Killzone 2 is fucking incredible. I will not
two
have
is
any
good,
Killzone
and
slander here.
the Vita game is amazing, which was I
Yeah.
think I don't remember what the subtitle was. But yeah, no, I mean it definitely has its moments. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of that same thing where it's like, hey, decent gameplay, definitely interesting universe, but
Mercenaries.
yeah, people just don't seem to
No,
care.
that's the Vita game title.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, people just don't seem to care about it. And it's like, instead of being like, hey, let's make it more interesting, it's like they dig their heels in and be like, no,
Yeah.
we will make you like what we made instead of, I don't know, doing something different. And honestly, they should have seen the writing on the, because I don't think, I mean, people seem to be kind of like interested in Horizon when it came out.
Mhm.
The second one, I did not hear a single person care about it, like
No,
remotely.
no.
Um,
It was dead in a week.
yeah, and there's no interest there, and so I'm surprised that they got all this stuff moving on with it because
Because they're trying to make it the next Last of Us, because it's the safest thing that they can use to make the Last of Us. And
no,
it
that's
just,
true.
like, if you think of like the Last of Us and you think of like Horizon Zero Dawn, you can like kind of swap, you can like palette swap them and make the same fucking game.
Yeah, no, really, not a lie. I mean, it could be an interesting TV show if it has the right budget and the right idea behind it, but I don't
I
know.
think the first game is very interesting the way it is like presented, but the story is dog shit. The revelation at the end is not very interesting, and the actual characters are just kind of garbage after your dad dies after the tutorial.
Yeah, no, I've not seen anything that's made me like super excited for it. Not a thing. So yeah, so I don't know where these things are coming from. I don't even know how a Lego game would work for this. I feel like it would just be dramatically. That's so weird. How many games do we have? Lego
It
games of
doesn't like
Lego.
make any sense to me because, like, all right, so here's the thing. I'm just gonna fucking rip the band-aid off and spoil it. Horizon Zero Dawn takes place on Earth. Is
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
Hmm.
It's a post-apocalyptic world, yada yada yada, blah blah blah,
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
good jazz. I don't. That would be like making a Lego Fallout game, and I don't know how a Lego Fallout game would fucking work either. So like, when you think of it that way, it's like this doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are
But
you
the other
even
question is,
attempting this?
so I'm trying to think, and I can't think of anything. So maybe you have something on your mind. But have we
Mhm.
ever had a Lego of a like just a regular video game before?
No, absolutely not. Not that I
Okay.
can think of. I'm trying to think as well, and I'm only coming up with like Indiana Jones,
Yeah,
Star
movies.
Wars,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Stuff that I mean these things have had games based off of those franchises before, but in this case it's literally a game based off of a game.
Yeah.
Um
I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
actually
true.
look real quick. Like, I mean,
Because Harry Potter, that's
Bionicle
movies.
Racing, Harry Potter,
You got some of those.
Undercover, that's its own thing.
Yeah, I say yeah, some stuff that's
Ninjago,
its own.
Worlds, that's nothing. 2K Drive. I've heard that's actually pretty good, but that's nothing also. No, I don't think we've ever had a Lego game based off of a video game.
Interesting. Yeah, so it'll be really interesting what they do with this.
I mean,
Because
okay, you know what? Yeah, hold on. I will say Lego mode in Fortnite is the closest you can get to it.
okay.
Because there's Lego Fortnite, but
Yeah.
that's its own game as well. It's not just Fortnite and Lego. It's literally its own designed game that is very different from normal Fortnite. So
Yeah.
that's
And
the
that's
as
what's
close to anything being based off of a game that I think we can get.
yeah, because it's gonna be weird. Because are they just gonna change genres completely for this? Maybe. Like, and I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know how this will work. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess I
Supposedly,
could
so
talk about a few other things also, because this kind of leads to what Jeff Keighley said like the other day. Essentially, Jeff Keighley was like, "Yeah, this Summer Games Fest kind of sucks." Like, he didn't say that, but everyone like took his words to be like, "Yeah, he even can't spin this as a good thing."
nothing to talk about. I did see his thing was like, don't expect Kingdom Hearts
Yeah,
4.
that's
You'll be
it. Yeah,
disappointed.
no, that's the thing. Like, he's like, "Don't expect this, and this." It's more subdued. The pandemic greatly impacted a lot of developers, and as such, we don't have much to report on. And everyone's like, then why the fuck are you doing it? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that. Still a quote from Jurassic Park: "Just because you think you could doesn't mean you think you should." So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. What else?
I don't know. I mean, like I've been looking at a lot of stuff that's been coming out, like because I mentioned how there are several things this week, or like um fake E3 week, as I like to call it,
Yeah.
since E3 is gone now. I've been watching some of the games that have been shown off as like part of this week, but I am gonna run through this in case anyone is interested. By time this comes out, most of this stuff will be over, so you'll be able to
Mhm.
check in on it yourself. But here's all the dates for different things that were happening, and I would say a few of these that I've already seen are worth actually watching, and
Uh-huh.
then other things are worth like cliff notes. So back on May 30th, we got the State of Play. We also got the
Yeah.
Marvelous Games Showcase, which in case you don't know, Marvelous Games, that's like No More Heroes, Suda 51 games would show up there. They didn't. And other such things like Rune Factory, or if you remember Deus Ex Machina, that was actually shown off there with a sequel coming out. So that's interesting. They also had a Silent Hill transmission, which showed the new Silent Hill game coming out, the remake of Silent Hill 2, as well as the Silent Hill movie that's coming out in the future.
Mhm.
And I'm being honest, the movie looked better than the game,
As
so
they
there's
do.
that. There's that. Well, I wouldn't say as they do. A lot of the times, movies just don't look that great when they're based off of video games. But I
Well,
don't think Silent Hill 2 remake looks good at all. So there's that.
I meant
There.
I meant more as like visually, not
Oh
necessarily.
no,
Yeah.
no, I meant like as an actual enjoyable thing. Like I think
Oh
I
yeah,
would like
yeah.
the movie more than the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Mhm.
So there's that. Next indie direct was June 1st, and it showed a bunch of indie titles from much smaller indie devs, but there's some interesting things there I'd recommend. Today is Indie 3, which was a 2-hour presentation of indie titles, as well as the OTK indie showcase. Turns out the reason why this is still going on, it is still going, by the way, we're going on
Oh
nearly 7
jeez.
hours for this fucking thing, is because they've been going through every single genre and showing off games based on individual genres, which is insane to me. So there's that. I will say both of those, skim through or look up some announcements, because there have been some pretty decent looking indie games shown off on both of those shows. Guerrilla Collective is on the 6th. IGN Live's on the 7th. Summer Games Fest, the Jeff Keighley, probably shouldn't even show this in the first place because there's nothing to show, is on the 7th as well. Day of the Devs, which is why can't I think of the name of the Psychonauts devs? Double Fine. Day of the Devs is a Double Fine production. They show off people that they like that make indie titles that are related to them or actually part of their group, or just show off devs that they like that are up and coming. Devolver Digital has a showing on June 7th as well. I fucking love Devolver Digital. All of their showings are really good because they're basically like little mini TV shows, and there's like a plot to all of them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they usually have a plot that runs year to year too, right?
They do, yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite that a lot of people don't end up talking about, but I'm going to actually call out, is the Wholesome Game Showcase, which are games that are like less violent, more chill, more relaxing. And the host of these shows, they're very low energy, almost like ASMR. It's just like a thing that's like very chill to like, uh, sit on a couch with a blanket and like listen to and watch. They're more colorful, they're more like, playful kind of games, not things that are like, you know, your normal violent, angry, rah kind of thing. So think of things like Stardew Valley or and stuff like that. Games like that can show up on this kind of showcase. But I think the presentation of this showcase is what makes it more interesting, because it does feel more like, for lack of a better word, like intimate. Like it's very like we're talking to you, not
Yeah.
at you. but also it's done in a way that's like more calming and relaxing for like a show, which I think is really cool. And then the exact opposite, which is Future Game Showcase, comes after that, which is normally part of PC Gamer, but whatever, fuck it, who cares? Future Game Showcase is going to be showing off games that are coming either in the near future or the very far away future. Also, oftentimes they show like new technology and shit here, or stuff that's coming up like that will be used in games in the future. There's some cool shit that's been shown here in the past. So yeah, that could be cool. Then on June 9th, there's the Xbox and the PC Gamer Showcase. PC Gamer Showcase is never good. I'm just gonna say it like it is. It's never good.
No.
They always use the kind of gimmicks that you would see on things like, Attack of the Show or X Play or something like that. That's so dated that it feels like I'm fucking in a time capsule while watching their showcase. But they do show off some good games from time to time. So it's worth watching if you can make it through all the cringe. And Xbox supposedly at their showcase is showing like 40 titles. So that should be interesting as well. Don't know how much I would care because Xbox is kind of a shit show right now. But I mean, you might see some games that you could pick up on PC at the Xbox showcase, or maybe if it's on Game Pass, or maybe one of my most look forward to games of the year will be there. So who knows? My most look forward to game of this year is Stalker 2, which is a game that comes out later on this year, supposedly, that has been locked in release hell because they've constantly had their workplace bombed because they're in Ukraine. So, yeah, it's been a little bit difficult for them to get that game out, but I'm very excited to see what comes of it in the future.
Yeah, it has been on the soon list for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it has a September release date now. The question is it going to stick to that release date?
My money's on yes.
I'm hoping so. Like, I mean, if they can't because of, like, obviously extenuating circumstances, then I get it. But if they can, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if with them in their situation, if they picked a time that they knew they could do no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not announce the release date until they were like very sure.
Yeah.
Because they just had to be very unpredictable. Yeah, like why would you wouldn't want to set a date and then have to be like, oh yeah, sorry, forgot about.
Oh, they've done that twice now, and yeah, I'm hoping this isn't the third time.
All right, I'll just be the optimistic one though. Yeah, so hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I am being optimistic, but I think that's it for the fake E3 stuff that we're having this week. So I think that's all I've really got for news stuff. I don't think I have really anything else.
Okay. You ready to wrap up then?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Wow. Thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget to find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. You also check out our website, game-crunch.com. Or if you want to send us an email, you can reach out at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hello.
Any final thoughts?
No, absolutely not.
All right. And that's it. My name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online on Clash of Penguin there or on your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game on, Mike and Brandon on the screen. Diving deep in the pixel stream. Every level, every quest shines on. Got that power up, feeling blessed. Controllers up, hear the cheer. Blasting through the gaming sphere. Game on, here we go, Mike and Brandon zone. Game on, unlocking secrets, never playing alone. With every challenge, our spirits align. Level up, hit the score, it's a neon sign. Jump and run, join the thrill, it's a world premiere. Game on, in the realm of heroes, we conquer the fear.
I have to go, but I do have a very random question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So there's a video that showed up on my YouTube this week, and I don't know, I've just been kind of out of touch with social media lately, and part of me is like, did YouTube put this here because it's popular, or did they put it here because they thought I would like it? I
Okay.
don't know if that makes any sense.
right.
But yeah, so it's this music video. I don't know. I keep on trying to call it Ratata. But it's like Ratatata. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, then that means that it's probably
Wait, the one by Baby Metal?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that song's awesome.
No, it is great. But I never heard of it before. And I was trying to figure out if YouTube was like, hey, this is a popular song, listen to it.
So I
'Cause
got 6 million views in 12 days, and
Yeah.
also it's really weird.
The music video or the
Yeah, the music video. You ever,
Oh, yeah.
have you seen it?
I've watched it like probably 1 million of those 12 million times.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wait, is this
Yeah.
your first time listening to Baby Metal?
Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
Ah, they're so good.
Although I do
they're
really
so
like
good.
that. I like that. I did listen to some of their music, and I also listened to some of that German bands as well. And I like theirs a
Electric
lot too.
Callboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
never listened to Electric Callboy, so this was my first time hearing Electric Callboy. But Baby Metal's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Baby Metal. So
I would say that song sounds very much like the Electric Callboy stuff. Like you could definitely hear
yes,
like them so much so in it. Because yeah, the songs I listened to, I'm like, oh, these guys are pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was such a weird mashup, and I was like, I bet Brandon or Nick would really like this anyways.
we
But like I
probably
said,
both we've both already heard it.
probably both. I was actually I was like I wasn't sure about you. I figured it'd be like at least in kind of like a general range, but I was like this seems like something Nick definitely would like. But then yeah, I was sitting there this weekend and I'm like, wait, did YouTube put this up here because it's really popular, or did they put it up here because they thought I would like it? Because there was this video that showed up on YouTube, so I'm gonna tell you why I asked this question. There's this video that showed up on YouTube a couple months ago that looked really interesting, and it was about these blue LEDs. And I was like, oh yeah, blue LEDs. I'm like, that's really cool. It was kind of like the history of them. I didn't watch it, but I saw it was there, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll have to watch that later. But anyway, so I go on Reddit later that day, and there's a topic on there about blue LEDs, and I was like, what are the fucking odds? And then, but like everyone on there was like, did YouTube suggest this video to you too? And I was like, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, they didn't put this here because they thought I would like it. They put it here because it's been promoted and it's probably showing up on everyone's feed. So when this video showed up, it just kind of randomly mixed amongst the other things that I watch. I was like, did this put it here because I thought I would like it? Or did it put it here because it's just really popular right now? So that's my story. But it is a really fucking good song.
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Like I said before, I think you should definitely look into Baby Metal in general. Their stuff is really good. They have a song called Elevator something. Elevator Girl? Elevator something? Fuck. I haven't listened to it in so long. Baby Metal. Elevator Girl. There we go. That song's awesome.
Okay.
I actually love that game. That song. Listen, I'm saying game.
Yeah, I love that game, Elevator Girl.
Yeah. It sounds like a game when you say it.
Is it like a cookie clicker? You just click on elevator buttons all
Yeah,
day?
just click on the elevator repeatedly.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. $1 million game idea.